Hello, comic book junkies. Can everybody hear me? So, this is a live stream to talk about what comics I'm currently reading because I actually recorded this the other day, but my software was acting up and actually wouldn't let me compile the video. So I was just like, you know what, I'll just screw it. I'll save it for a live stream. I started deciding that I was gonna live stream things from now on for these things, just because, I mean, I curse all the time, but I don't curse in my videos very often. But I just received this thing from YouTube saying that they're removing my monetization anyways, because I guess they're doing it to everybody under a certain number of subs. I think it's about subs more than anything else as of February 20th, and I'm not going to have monetization anymore. And I was just like, you know what, screw it. I'm tired of fucking YouTube and their silly bot system for whatever they decide is not okay to monetize. It's just obnoxious at this point, and I just don't care. And I post these videos all over the internet, other places, but I mean, it's still a good and easy thing to live stream on. But I'm probably going to start live streaming back on Twitch, which I was kind of playing with before, but so I'll probably start doing these on that, and just like rebroadcast them over here and whatnot, that sort of thing. Anyway. I thought I would dive right into the comics I'm currently reading. Of course, I'm reading some that are digital comics, so oh, my stomach's growling. Ow. That hurt. So the digital comics I'm reading, of course, right now, would be, one's called Scales and Scoundrels, which is just coming out this coming week. It's a mini-series that has been released by Image Comics, and it was serialized a while ago, I believe, but I never read it when it was serialized. I'm going to be reading the actual trade paperback, I think, is what I think it was. It started serializing in September. So I'm just going to read the whole thing as a trade, and the artwork is so beautiful. And I'm going to be interviewing the creators later this week, so we'll have that to look forward next week. Yeah. So that's one thing that I'm reading digitally. So I apologize, I can't really show you that. I was going to bring it up on my tablet, and then I was just like, ugh, so frustrating to like switch and try to bring up every single digital comic on my tablet and show you. And it doesn't really record very well either anyway, so you might as well skip what I'm digitally for now. Digitaling. Ooh, that sounds dirty. And we'll just go straight to comics that I buy. So, number one, Legion. I was talking about this on Twitter yesterday. I love... Oh, hey, Kuzak Clone. Scales and Scoundrels isn't ongoing. It is an ongoing. Oh, okay. I thought it was just a mini-series. Okay, so it's ongoing. Anyways, the first trade is coming out this week. But yes, anyways, talking about Legion, I interviewed Peter Milligan just the other day, so I'll have that video up this week, and I love Peter Milligan, and I love this series so far. I mean, it's only number one, and it's going to be, I think he told me it was going to be 5 issues. And I love the artwork. The artwork is really great. I haven't really seen much by Torres, but oh, let me see. There we go. He does a fantastic job. If you can see that. It's really modern. I really like it. Really enjoy that. Let me just... but anyways, if you don't know much about Legion, Legion is character created in 1985 by Chris Claremont, and he is the son of Professor Xavier, he has multiple personalities. His original story from back in New Mutants time was that he was involved in a terrorist attack. Like, he was there as a child. There was an explosion, and he absorbed the personalities of people around him, including one of the terrorists, I think. Yeah, so he's kind of insane. He's not a hero. He's not a good guy. He's not a bad guy. He's just kind of like this guy who's traumatized and dealing with horrible things. So yeah, that's the Marvel comic I picked up this week. I also picked up Punisher. You guys already know that I'm reading Punisher, so with Goran Parlov, so we don't need to talk about that again, but it's still happening, so reading that. You guys obviously know, too, that I'm reading Kid Lobotomy, so pick that up. And not talking about this Kid Lobotomy in the interview I just did with Peter Milligan. We're going to do an updated interview talking about Kid Lobotomy this week, probably. But we just didn't have time in the interview. We talked for about 40 minutes on just Legion, so kind of discussed everything from the television show to history to everything that Peter is writing right now about Legion. I'm also reading Family Trade, which is really difficult because like all the covers are done in the same format, you know, with the red and the black, the silhouetted people, and I keep being like, have I read this issue yet? I can't remember because the covers look so similar. But anyways, love Justin Jordan. So reading that, of course. So far I'm like, it's okay. It's not my favorite story by him, but we'll see where it goes. And sometimes that happens with some of Justin's work where I don't get really into it until a few issues in. Sorry, drinking my tea. I have to go to the gym after this. Yay, fun stuff. Being responsible and healthy. My stomach's growling again because I just got up. I didn't eat anything. Okay, so I went to my local comic book shop's Sidekick store. Now, they have Strange Adventures is one of my local comic book shops where I get my subscription box. And they have a second store on the other side of the city, which is our city's has a bay running through it, essentially. So there's two bridges, and anyways, you have to cross the bridge to get to the Sidekick store. So the Strange Adventure Sidekick store has used comics or previously read comics. So I went there, and they have all these graphic novels for $5. So that was really exciting. So I went and I got this. I got Retro World from Humanoids. Now this, I haven't read, but I've read the other stories, the other graphic novels that are related to this. And these are graphic novels that are based on the work of a European sci-fi writer. Her name was Julia Verlanger. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but anyways, she had written all these really cool science fiction books, and it's like one of them is like post-apocalyptic, which the prequel to this book I reviewed last year, I think it was when it came out from Humanoids, is called The Savage Highway, which is not for the faint of heart. It's completely 100% an adult book. But this would be the story that follows that. So where the people that disappeared from Earth during the apocalypse, where they went, because they left Earth. Anyways, so that's what this is about, I guess. So I haven't read it yet. I just got it. Something else I picked up and I haven't read yet, you're gonna laugh, is Sex Criminals. I had no interest in reading this because everybody told me to read it, and I'm that kind of person where if somebody tells me to do something, I automatically don't do it. Unless I have like a really good reason to do it. And so I never read Sex Criminals. Even now I'm looking at it, I'm not a fan of the art. It's probably another reason why I didn't read it. It's just not the kind of artwork I like. I'm like looking at it and I'm like, I'm annoyed already, but I will read it. I read other things by Matt Fraction and liked it okay, but I don't know. I just don't like... And it's weird. I've seen Chip Zdarsky's work other places and liked it. I don't know why I don't like it here. Maybe it's the coloring. I don't know. I think it could be the coloring. I don't know. I haven't read it yet. We'll read it. We'll see what we say. The other thing I got for $5 was Punk Rock Jesus by Sean Murphy, and I really, really like Sean Murphy, but I haven't read this, and I've always wanted to read it. This is, of course, on the Vertigo imprint, so I'm really excited to give this a shot. Awesome, thick Vertigo book for $5. You can't go wrong. It looks like it hasn't even been read or opened either. Like, yeah. Of course, it's made on that awful Vertigo paper. I really dislike the paper that they put on the Vertigo books. It's like, it feels almost like newspaper print, and like you feel like the ink is going to come off on your fingers. It doesn't, but it feels like that. So, yeah. But anyways, I'm excited to read this. Very excited. Also behind me, got more stuff. Let me just turn my back slightly and lean over. Oh gosh. Okay. I got some manga. These were $2 for this whole set. I mean, $2 a book for the whole set, and it's Ranma 1/2. Oh, I forgot I have the green screen setting on this live stream, and that's why it's doing that obnoxious thing there. Yeah, that's really annoying. Picking up the green there. That book. I've got to fix that setting. I just didn't realize, because I took my green screen down because I haven't been able to game and stream lately, so no biggie. Anyway, Ranma 1/2. Okay, that one's not gonna work. There. Ranma 1/2 is an older oh, hey, Sunshine Collects Things. You're at work. You'll say hi and catch the rewind. Okay, cool. Well, hi. Thanks for popping in. Anyways, Ranma 1/2 is an older series. Now, Viz put these out. Well, this one's an old one because it's not flipped, or because it is flipped. So the artwork has been flipped around for a North American audience. So you're not reading back to front, which is weird to me to read manga in this way. But this set Viz put out in 93. So this is an old one. They don't do this anymore. They flip them. So anyway. Or they don't flip them. Jesus, I can't. Anyway. It's morning, whatever. Giving myself a break. But yeah, I got the first 5 volumes. Some of them are quite thick. So I'm really excited. They're $2 a piece. I've only read bits and pieces of Ranma 1/2. So I'm excited to read more. Now I know the series is longer than 5 books, but this is what I got. I don't know how long it is. It's probably massively long. Oh, hey, Tat. You're also at work. Everybody works on Sundays here. Oh, yeah, thanks. Drum set. Nice drum set, he says. Yeah, it's for sale right now. Yeah. So that's my Ranma. Oh, and because I was thrift shopping. Kyle Rowe would appreciate this. I was thrift shopping, and I found this amazing book. It's Hogarth. It's 101 Prints by Hogarth. And this book is from 1973. Hogarth was alive in 1730, I believe. So, yeah. But 1973, the binding's not even cracked. It's hardly been worn, like just maybe a little bit hurt up here. All the pages are perfectly intact. If you don't know anything about Hogarth, he is probably one of the first kind of print media who serialized cartoons. And I guess you would call these cartoons, they're like more massively, they're illustrations. Let's use the proper words here, Amy. So he serialized his illustrations in editorials, so magazines and newspapers and stuff like that back in the 1700s. And they're called, they're prints, but they are engravings. right? Anyway, so he actually told stories. So in a way, they're kind of like the first, kind of like a graphic novel, or like serialized art, or sequential art. That's what the word I'm looking for. Sequential art. Oh, it's too early in the morning. But yeah, so he does amazing stuff. A lot of it is mostly critical of politics at the time and very critical of the class system at the time. Most of them were made. This was 1743. But yeah, so if you've ever read Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud, he does talk about Hogarth as one of the kind of forefathers. Oh no, I'm breaking the book. Okay, let's not do that. One of the kind of forefathers of like sequential artwork and storytelling. So sequential storytelling through artwork. Anyway, storytelling through sequential art. God. Shoot me. You know what I'm trying to say here. Kuzak Clone said, Ranma ran for 38 single volumes in Japan. The current editions are 2-in-1 omnibuses, so 19. Okay, good to know. Splash Page, oh hey, what's up? Mr. White Glove says, don't break it. Yeah, I tried not to break the book. I didn't break the book. The book is fine. But because I was holding it so awkwardly, I could hear it kind of crack in the spine. It's fine, but I did hear it. And I mean, it's a very, very old book. So this one, because as I said, this one was published in 73, I think. Let me just double check. Yeah, 73. And it's not a reprinting. This is the... Apparently, this is the first printing of this book from 73. The edition. First edition. Anyways. I paid $3 for it. I was really excited about that. $3 whole. $3 Canadian dollars is like, 3 American pennies. So, like, that's nothing. Does America still have pennies, by the way? Because Canada got rid of... their pennies, like they're not accepted, or that like you don't use them at stores or anywhere anymore. They're not circulated in any way. So I was wondering if that was also a thing there. Is it? Isn't it? I don't know. I'm assuming it probably is the same. You probably have done away with the penny. Excuse me. Let me just get more tea here. But yeah, I'd love to know what you guys are up to reading. Okay, you've also... Mr. White Glove says that they've also got rid of the penny in America. So that's good. Yeah, useless pennies. But I'd love to know what you guys are up to reading. I've got to... Mr. White Gloves, I gotta go watch your latest video. I don't know if I've seen it yet. I don't think I have. Kuzak Clone says, we do have pennies. They cost more to print than they are worth. We don't do sensible things here. But do you still make pennies? Anyway, we don't make them anymore, and we don't use them in stores. Oh, you still have pennies. Okay. Huh. But no one uses them. Okay, I see. All right. That makes sense. Well, like, they're still floating around. I probably have some in the house here, but like we can't use them as currency anymore. I think people just melt them down and sell the copper. Although most of them don't really have real copper in them anymore. They've stopped doing that, like, probably decades ago. I can't even remember. I think they're like probably copper plated or bronze or something. I can't remember. They're not, like, nickels aren't made with real nickel anymore, and blah, blah, blah. But, anyway, what was I also talking about? Oh, I was going to talk about, I have a couple different interviews coming up, so I mentioned that I'm going to have the Scales and Scoundrels creator on this week, and I'm going to have, I'm interviewing a newer kind of artist, creator who's really, really wonderful, called Sarah Horrocks, and she's got this great series called Goro that I gotta go grab because I just ordered it and it just came into my local shop, so I gotta go pick it up. But if you look her up on Instagram, Sarah Horrocks, or even hashtag Goro, Goro, I think is how it's spelled, like hashtag Goro. I'll just put it in the chat there. Her artwork is amazing. It's so cool. Kind of reminds me of like Crapex, if you're a Crapex fan. And it's kind of sultry but raw. It's so many things, so I really, really love it. So I'm interviewing her. I just discovered her a week or two ago on social media and was like, oh my god, why have I never seen this before? And who else am I interviewing? Oh, I just interviewed Rich Tomoso about Dry County, which is his upcoming comic book series coming out on Image Comics, which is a crime, more adult, I should say, crime mystery sort of story. I've already read the first 2 issues. It's really good, so you can read the first issue in March. So I've got an interview coming out with him this week or next week. I've already filmed it. I was just trying to time it a little bit closer to the actual release of the book, but anyway. I have to play drums live for you sometime? No, that's actually not my drum kit. I play guitar. My partner plays drums. I'm a terrible drummer. I'm awful. He's the drummer. I'm the guitarist. So, but I probably would never play live because I feel like that would be disastrous or just weird. Like, I hate watching people do that kind of thing. I find it cringy, especially when they screw up. I'm like, ugh. It's just super cringy, and I would never do it, I don't think. Yeah, no, that doesn't sound like something I could do. Kuzak Clone says, did you talk about Spy Seal as well and the economics of comics? Rich and I talked about Spy Seal last year, just before Spy Seal came out. So there is an interview on my channel with Rich from right before Spy Seal came out. And we talk about that quite a bit. Or I think it was like right at the time when Spy Seal came out, and he was really disappointed in the initial sales run. And so we talked about that a lot. Yeah, because the pre-orders were so low. So yeah, I did have Rich on right at that time talking about that stuff, but we didn't talk about it too much this time. We talked more about Dry County, and a little bit more about the business of comics and stuff, when it's creator owned kind of material and things like that. He also talked about a little bit about there's a reprinting of one of his first books called Clover Honey coming out, and Image Comics is publishing it for him. So that's coming out also in March. So we talked a little bit about that as well, but it was an older book that he had put out, I want to say with Fantagraphics, I can't remember, quite some time ago. Like in, I think he told me it was like the early 2000s or possibly the 90s. I can't remember. But Rich is very close in age to me, I think. I think he's only a few years older than I am. So, yeah, we kind of have the same timelines in our brains. Seth Howard. Hey, Seth. How's it going? Seth says, what do you think of Deconstructing the Inkle? You purchased it a long time ago, along with the other Inkle books. Okay, I did not get a copy of Deconstructing the Inkle. I was going to read it because I have a Humanoids account as a reviewer. I was going to read it there, but I just haven't had time because I read so many things. It's so hard to get everything read. I have all the Inkle books except for that one, and I will read it. I'm not super excited to read it because the whole idea about people writing about comics, other comics, when I write about comics and talk about comics, something like that doesn't really appeal to me unless it's like somebody whose opinion I really care about. Then I'll be so excited to read it. But where I'm just not sure if I really care about that book or not. I will read it eventually because I love the Inkle series. I love Jodorowsky and everything. Love Mobius, of course, and everybody knows that. But I'm not sure if I care about the editorial sort of opinions, the opinions of the editors, I think, because that's mostly who participated in the Deconstructing the Inkle. Is that true or not? I'm just not sure if I care about their opinions and how and them deconstructing it. I'd be more interested if it does have a lot more of Jodorowsky talking about it, which I think it does have some. Am I right or wrong there? So I don't know. I'm in no hurry to read it, honestly. Seth said, I'd love to get all the Jodorowsky books in hardcover. Yeah, I have a lot of them, but it is hard to get them all. You'd have to take a loan to get them all. Yeah, I completely agree. And the thing is, too, a lot of them aren't in print anymore. A lot of them are not with humanoids. Jodorowsky prints with Titan Comics, so quite a few series, I believe, are with Titan Comics. I have quite a few of them that are printed by Titan. There's some other obscure, less well-known European comic book publishers who publish only in Spanish, Italian, and French, and you'll find Jodoverse books in that, but you won't find them in English. So yeah, it would be so difficult to get them all. Not that you couldn't try, I'm just saying it'd be really, really hard. And yeah, you would need a personal loan of some type. Maybe like, probably more than $5,000, honestly, now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, probably quite a bit more than that. Hi, Chase Austin. YouTube recommends weird things to me. Why does YouTube recommend weird things to you? What are they recommending that you find weird? Are you saying that they're recommending me and I'm weird? Hey, Seth says, did you like Megalex? It was probably one of the worst Jodorowsky books, honestly. That's my opinion of that. It sold so poorly that I end up paying like $10 for it, Canadian, because nobody would buy them at the local shops and stuff. So I got mine for like Megalex for like nothing, pretty much, for like a really nice hardcover bound book. Splash Page Comics says, I have some anime books. If you would like them, I can send them to you. Pick up with a collection. Just don't collect them if you want. Oh, Splash Page Comics. Oh, you want to send me a like manga? Yeah, I'll take manga. Of course, I love manga. I read a lot of it. Chase Austin said, you're not weird, but I don't know how I ended up here. I think it's interesting that YouTube is recommending, putting me in your recommendations while also telling me that they're not going to give me any monetization anymore. I'm just like, oh, okay, great. But you're still going to recommend my videos? They're probably still putting ads on my videos, even though I'm not being paid for them. That's something that I think is actually going on. But I would love to know if you ever see ads on my videos, because I'm not getting anything for them. And it would really piss me off if they're like, hey, we're taking away your monetization, but we're still monetizing your videos. What? Seth Howard says, I love the arts by Fred Beltran. Yeah, he has actually like a lot of different styles, but he's okay. Yeah. I wasn't really a big fan of the more like computery 3D looking like CGI type kind of artwork. Is not really appealing. Never really appeals to me, to be honest with you. I'll check what they are and contact you. Oop, that was my phone telling me what time it is, because it's reminding me to go to the gym. Okay, Splash Page, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'd love to know what they are. You can write me on Instagram or Twitter or here. Here is harder because YouTube's like so crummy at like notifying you when you have comments and stuff. Like it's just really crummy. But Twitter's the best for me, like if you want like an immediate response, because those usually pop right up really quick on for me. And I've been using Twitter quite a bit, especially lately. So that's always a good place you can write me. And it's just my Twitter is, I'll tell you right now, at the Frog Queen, all one word. So that's not too bad. Seth Howard says, the design for the lead female character in Megalix was the inspiration for my character Nomad in my story Hybrid Obscura. Oh, okay. Cool. I didn't like the lead character in the Megalix. I didn't like any of the characters. I thought that they weren't supposed to be likable, and that's usually how it goes with most Jodorowsky stories. You're not supposed to like any of his characters for the most part. And I never do. None of his characters for the most part are very likable. Although I did like the Manara and Jodorowsky Borgia, am I saying that right? That was about like the Borgia family that took over the role of the Pope. They took over the church essentially. Anyway, that one was great. I have it somewhere here behind me. If I reach over, it's gonna be all awkward and I'll be all getting up in here and stuff like that. So I just won't do that. Splash Page says, my tech support graduated 2 years ago and moved out. I will try Twitter. It's funny. Yeah, Twitter is just easy. I don't know. I think it's much more simpler, and I actually get notifications, whereas Facebook and YouTube suck on the notification front most of the time. But I think that's it for me, because my alarm went off and that was a reminder to go to the gym. I have to do deadlifts or chest today, one or the other, because I took yesterday off. Because I was so sore and tired, and I was so busy yesterday. I did 100 things, and I just didn't go to the gym. So yeah, I'm gonna go destroy my muscles. It'll be fun and awful, and then I'll be back. We'll have a new video interview up within the next day or two. Just depends on when I get to finish adding my intro and my outro on it and recording the intro. So yeah, so look forward to that, please. So it should be up in a day or two, and then that will be it, and thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I know it's super early in the morning for a lot of you people. It's not so early here anymore, but it's still like before lunchtime. So who wants to hang out on a live stream Saturday morning? I don't know, but I do. So anyway, I will catch y'all soon, and I hope you have a good weekend. Bye.